Yeah, good day and greetings from the name of the Most High. Yeah, wonderful. Today we're going to have a 3-part program on cancer, and this is the second part, but today we're going to concentrate on breast cancer and what caused breast cancer and how breast cancer could be reversed by using natural treatment. All right? That's the key. Now, a few things cause breast cancer. One, high-fat diet, alcohol. High-fat diet and alcohol. That's what give my sister cancer. Electromagnetic fields, estrogen dominance, brass straps. The brass straps too tight on your shoulders, that cause breast cancer too. We can tell you why. If you have a period at a young age, that contributes to a woman getting breast cancer when she becomes older. And if you don't have no children, you're even at a higher risk of getting breast cancer. All right? Let's go to the high-fat diet. Once you have a high-fat diet, we know for a fact that the membranes of the body cells become damaged by the fats that you eat. And when that happens, a few things happen. Either the cell dies, or the cell replaces itself with another cell, or the cell tries to repair itself from the damage that was done by the fat. And in repairing itself, trying to repair itself, that cell becomes cancerous. Secondly, estrogen dominance. Man-made estrogen stacks up against a woman. Meat, chicken, eggs, cheese, chlorinated water, plastic bowls, xenohormones, plastic cups, and putting your food in plastic cups or plastic bowls in microwave ovens. Those are contributors to breast cancer. Yeah? And if your liver do not remove the excessive amount of estrogen, you get breast cancer too. Brass straps. When a woman wears a bra regularly, even at night to go to bed, and she straps it on, I ain't that way, I'm straight, don't forget that. Now, and the bra becomes very tight. See? It constricts the blood flow. But it also causes a woman's lymphatic system to become stagnated. And once the bra strap constricts the blood flow, the lymphatic system, which is vessels and fluids, flowing parallel to your bloodstream, or the circulatory system, start to retain fats. And the fats, in turn, again, start damaging your cells in your breast, and you get breast cancer. That's another cause of it. A high alcohol content, again, contributes to a woman getting breast cancer. Why? Because your liver do not remove the excessive amount of chemicals from the alcohol and retain estrogen. Another cause of breast cancer. If you're a woman and you were younger and got your period at a very young age, you are prone to getting breast cancer faster. Or if you are a woman who never had a child, you are prone also to getting breast cancer. If you are overweight, fats and sugars in the pancreas and the liver, you put yourself at risk again of getting breast cancer. Those are causes. Now, when you have breast cancer, you either have it in the nipple of the breast or in the lobule of the breast. If you have it in the nipple, they call it carcinoma in situ. If you have it in the lobule of the breast, it could move into your node faster and contaminate the nodes. And then your doctor will look to see if there is contamination of your nodes, and he will remove them. If they're cancerous, that's good. But you get lymphedema. Your hands start swelling because the nodes are gone and the vessels and fluids. You see what I'm saying? That's why you have to prevent your cells from getting breast cancer. Follow me. If you have breast cancer and you go to a regular doctor, the first thing he tells you is you have to do a lumpectomy or a biopsy or remove the breast and then do chemotherapy. That's his choice. But he don't tell you that you can live with cancer in your breast for 10 years if the cancer don't spread. Once the cancer remains in your breast and you keep your system clean, that cancer can never spread, and you could live with cancer for 10 years once the cancer is here, because your breast is the muscles and tissues. The only time the cancer will harm you is when the cancer spread. So let's look at ways of preventing cancer in the breast. We live on this planet Earth. And if the earth or the soil is polluted with toxins, Roundup, Gramazone, pesticide, herbicide, all these things they put in the earth, in the soil, in the seeds, with the seeds, and these foods get into your system because the earth is polluted, your system will become contaminated. And then the man-made estrogen will stack up against you. And if you don't have good immunity or good liver health or good bowel health, what happens to you? The earth, the food from the earth, poisonous will kill you long term. Follow me now. From the earth, we get everything we need. Clothes we wear come from the earth. The computer you use come from the earth. The car you drive come from the earth. The plane you ride in come from the earth. The house you live in come from the earth. So the earth gives us everything. Ain't nothing will drop from the sky, but from the earth. So if the earth is polluted with toxins in the food, and you eat the food, you will become toxic also. Follow me now. So let's go to the chart. Now, your stomach, your intestines. Your small intestine, the first organ that cleans your blood is your small intestine. This organ right here. That's the first organ that cleans your blood. This one right here. Because that is where it takes out all the nutrients from your foods and send it to what? To your liver. This organ here, called the large intestines, is what we call the sewage system. That organ we receive all the waste. But if this organ here do not remove the excessive amount of toxin from the foods or nutrient from the foods, and this organ here receives it, this organ here, the large intestine, starts squeezing some of the toxins or the nutrients to go back into the walls of the colon and end up back into this organ, your liver. And then you start to have troubles with blood contamination. So this organ is the earth. This organ is the earth. And the stomach is the earth because the stomach is the processing center of everything. So all diseases start right here. Stomach, small and large intestines. The earth. Every other organ comes from the earth. Liver, wood. Liver, wood. Don't forget that. Right? Liver, wood, heart, fire, lungs, metal, kidneys, water. They all come from the earth. They all come from the earth. So anything that happens in the earth, if the earth is contaminated or polluted, these organs will be polluted also. Every single thing comes from the earth. So if you keep this organ clean, this here, if you keep this organ free from toxins and contamination and a traffic jam with foods clogging it up, you can never get a disease because everything starts in the earth. Like the earth, the soil you plant your food in. If the food is bad or contaminated, your blood will be contaminated. This is the earth. So you have to keep the earth healthy, clean, in order for these organs to function well. That's the key in keeping the body clean and preventing breast cancer. Because this organ here, called the liver, is the most important organ in the body to me. It has over 500 functions. And it has what we call phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification. We're going to teach you about these things. See, if this organ here do not break down and excrete excessive amount of estrogen, then what happens? You have recycling estrogen back into the body, and then it gets into the receptors and stimulate your breast tissue, and you come down with breast cancer lump. Now, a lump do not just get into your breast like that. A lump takes 10 years to develop in your breast. The only time you will know a lump is there is if you do a breast examination. And let's teach you how to do that now. The best time to do a breast examination is in the shower with soap on your breast. And when the soap is there, you take your 2 fingers and you rub around all the way to the nipple, back up to the labia, and if you feel a lump there, because the soap is there, picks it up a little faster. Second way to check your breast, put a pillow on your bed and put your head right between the middle of the pillow and then you could check your breast that way too. Third way to check your breast. You go into the mirror like a bodybuilder do, and you do like that. And then your breast, if there is cancer in one of them will look bigger than the other. That will tell you also that something is wrong in your breast. Go see your doctor. You understand? Very important to know these things. Now, if you have carcinoma in situ, meaning that the cancer is in the nipple of your breast, you don't have to go cut your breast off. If you have cancer in the lobule of the breast and the cancer going to your lymph nodes, then your doctor will say, oh, we have to remove the breast. But when you remove the breast, the doctor says to you, I'm going to give you some chemotherapy. And he gives you the chemotherapy. But 97% of the time, chemo don't work. And chemo is a toxic drug. And you can never ever fix a toxic disease with a toxic drug. Follow me. So we're going to teach you now things you can use to keep the cells healthy and preventing estrogen from invading your receptors. All right? Wonderful. Now, when you go into your house indoor is more polluted than outdoors. Why? TVs, fans, clocks on your walls, on your bed head. And when you are sleeping and you have all these electromagnetic fields or radiation flowing around in your house, what happens is the radiation starts depleting a hormone called melatonin that is produced by the pineal gland in your brain. And once melatonin is depleted, melatonin is a protector of estrogen getting into your receptors. Once melatonin is decreased, not only women become at risk of breast cancer, but men also. So indoor pollution is worse than outdoor pollution. Follow me. The doctor gives you chemotherapy, and after chemotherapy, you ask him, you said, Doc, what can I eat? And he says to you, go back. You hear the word back. He said go forward. He said go back and eat anything. So you unconscious of the fact that you're going back and pollute the earth, which is what? Your stomach. With the same foods that give you the cancer in the first place, and the cancer come back. Or he gives you tamoxifen and says, take them tamoxifen for 5 years. And tamoxifen prevents estrogen from invading the receptors for 5 years. But after 5 years, it gives you what? Uterine cancer. So he takes you off and he gives you a 5-year survival rate. After 5 years, your cancer come back. So they don't fix nothing because you cannot fix a toxic disease with a toxic drug. And cancer is a toxic disease. Follow me now. When you have cancer in the breast, the first place you have to go is the enema bag. This here. This here. 5 enemas per day. 5 enemas per day. Don't get lazy now. Don't get lazy on me now. 5 enemas per day. For the first week, when you find out you have breast cancer, 5 enemas per day. What this do, you know what it does? It clean out the earth. Clean it up. Make it become unpolluted. Like a soil. Clean the soil up. Organically grown foods in the soil. It makes the intestine become clean. And once the intestinal tract, which is the earth, become clean, all the organs function better. The liver breathe better. The heart breathe better. The blood become cleaner. See what I'm saying? That's the key. 5 enemas per day for 1 week. After the first week, we cut it down to 3 enemas per week. Don't forget that. Enema. You must have an enema bag when you have cancer in your breast or any form of cancer. You must do that because you must keep the earth clean, which is your stomach and your small and large intestines. Secondly, I want you to look at this here. It's called glutathione. It is the most abundant antioxidant in your body. Glutathione is. And glutathione does what? It prevents all damage to your DNA. And even though your DNA is damaged by the cancer cell, the nucleus in the DNA, glutathione replenishes the DNA. It is the most abundant antioxidant in the body. Doctors don't tell you that because they know better. But you need B2 and you need selenium to do what? To activate glutathione. And glutathione is one of the most free radical scavenger in the body. So you must use glutathione. That's number one. Number two, you must use NAC, acetylcysteine, when you have breast cancer, or any form of cancer that is. Why? Because NAC or acetylcysteine does what? It protects the white blood cells. It builds them up. And even though you're taking chemotherapy, and chemotherapy is damaging your good cells and the bad cells, this NAC or acetylcysteine will protect the good cells from being damaged by the chemotherapy. They don't tell you that. Because chemo kills good and bad cells. Everything. And you need the good cells to fight your cancer because the body heals itself. That's number two. Number three, chaparral. Anti-tumor activity, shrink things. Number four, podiaco, shrink things. Number five, red clover, shrink things. Number six, Dunqui, move the blood and remove excessive amount of estrogen via your liver. You must do that when you have breast cancer. Number six, when they give you tamoxifen, this is my tamoxifen right here. This is my natural tamoxifen. When you have breast cancer, you need flavonoids and carotenoids, compounds that are found in fruits and vegetables. But there are two main compounds called terpenoid and retinoids. Guess what they do? They prevent estrogen from getting to the receptor, just like tamoxifen does. You follow me now? This is what? Ginger. I put ginger here. Strawberries, apple, grapes. Sorrel to build the blood. Because once you have cancer, your HB drops. Works on your liver. And they help to prevent the estrogen from invading your receptors. This is what we call natural tamoxifen. They don't tell you that. God is great. Because he put everything on the earth for all the diseases that you have. You only incurable disease that you have is you. Next one. Sugar apple. The skin. Inside here. Carotenoids. Prevents the cells from being contaminated by what? By estrogen. Then we have burdock red root compound. You know what this does? You know what this does? This right here. See what it does? It says what? Support lymphatic drainage. It drains your lymphatic system. When you have the bra constricting your blood or your muscles and the fat start to accumulate in your breasts because of the strap of your bra. You understand? This here, burdock red root compound, red clover, burdock, red root, violet leaf, figwort, cleavers, echinacea, all in here. And what they do, they drain the lymphatic system and make the fluid become thin. So your lymphatic fluids could flow better and move the waste out because your lymphatic system is part of the immune system that holds your macrophages and your T lymphocyte. Next one, angioblock. When you have breast cancer, you have to get that because angioblock does what? It helps or prevents your cells from creating blood vessels. Ain't no drug in the medical system does that. But herb that God put on the earth does that. So that your blood vessels your cancer can create blood vessels and feed on nutrients and it grow. So it shrinks the tumors. Pro-greens, alkaline the blood, probiotic formula, keep the earth healthy, keep the intestinal tract well. Now, we don't want to stay too long, but I'm saying to you that a toxic drug can never ever fix a toxic disease. You must take time off to clean the earth. Once you keep the earth clean, right here, this here, and that here. Once you keep them clean, all the others will serve you well. They're going to clean the blood. And once you prevent acid from your blood, all diseases will cease. You understand? And that is the way you have to go. Because herbs cures nothing. Drug cures nothing. But herbs go in and they tonify the organs and they strengthen the organs, and when the organs are strengthened, then what happens? Diseases is thrown off. So the next video we're going to have Brother Chalky Ventu, who is a cancer survivor of what we call prostate cancer. So until, give God the glory, because all praise is due to the Most High, Jehovah God. Bless, said love. Peace.